Hey, all right, everybody. It's another Sur-RON Build video. Right, so what have I done so far? What's been going on? What's been happening? Now, if you can see, there's no wheels on the bike yet. I'll get to that in a minute because that's another tale of woe. I just can't. The wheels, they're causing me problems. Anyway, I don't know if you can see by here from that angle from the camera, there's a battery in there. I've got a battery in the Sur-RON Build or the Torp Zero build or whatever build you want to call it. So let's go back in time. Let's go back in time to me opening up the box for this battery, and then I'll explain what battery it is. Well, I'll say what it is now. It's from Electron Cycles. They're supposed to be good. I've heard good things from Electron Cycles. So let's go back in time and have a look at me opening the box and see what I had. Right, okay then. So I've had a delivery today from Electron Cycles. This is a battery in here. I believe this is the charger. And this says on there, Sur-RON compartment lifting kit. And they've sent an extra wire. I won't be using that because they say if you've got a Torp controller, it's got to go through the actual breaker. I'll explain that a little bit later on when I take the battery out. Let's have a look at the battery anyway. Let's open this box up. Let's open our box up. And let's open this up and have a look inside. Okay then, so here's the battery from Electron Cycles. Now it has got two outputs there, I'd say. Now one is to do with the going to the loom. I believe that one is to power the 72 volt stuff on the e-bike, and then you use this second wire here to go to the controller, if you know what I mean. So I think that's the way it works, but I'll only be using one because the Torp controller states that you've got to go through the breaker, so I've got to use the breaker, so there's no point using the second cable. If you know what I mean, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And then that's the charging port there. There's the charger I got. I don't need a super duper fast charger, so 8 amps is perfectly fine. I think this is 42 amp hours, I think this is, so that's going to be about 5 and a bit hours to charge it up, which is fine. I gotta say, it does look very, very nice. It's quite nice quality. I think it's all powder coated. You can see the weld. I don't know if you can see it on here. There's a weld going down there on that side, and there is a weld going down there on that side. But from the side, that's where it looks like. That's where it looked like from the side of the bike. I'm assuming there's another sticker on the other side. Yeah, like that. So that's where you'll see when it's plonked in the bike, I assume. Now, I got this here, which lifts up the lid, and then I got these little brackets here. Now, I was expecting them to send me 2 long bolts as well, but there's the 2 long bolts. I can't see them anywhere. So I was assuming the kit came with the bolts, because I believe that this extends and you put the bracket on the bottom of there, but there's no long bolts. Where's the long bolts? Oh, I don't know. Right. Anyway, I don't know if I can put this battery in yet because, let's go this way to the shed. There's another bike review I'm doing soon. Just did a review on that bike there. Now, the wheels. I haven't got the wheels yet. And the saga continues with the wheels. Now, I don't really want to put the battery in the bike yet until I got the wheels on, but I want to put the battery in. I want to put the battery in, but I haven't got the wheels, so I don't know. I'll see. I really want to put the battery in to test all this up here. But let me explain the battery saga. Not the battery saga, the wheel saga. So there you go then. The 72 volt, I think it's a 42 amp hour Electron Cycles battery. I have got it in here. It was a very tight fit. I was going to film it, but I was pushing it, twisting it, pulling funny faces. I should have filmed it. But it was a very tight fit. So I've got it in there, and I've got the kit on that rises up this plastic cover here. So let's have a quick look at this cover by here. Then we'll have a little bit more of a look at the wiring down by here, what I've done, and then we'll give it the old, I'll push the old, the thing by there. What's it called? You know, the thing. The breaker switch. I'll push that way. I haven't turned it on yet. I'll push the breaker that way. We'll put the key in and you can see together if it all lights up or something goes incredibly wrong. So stay tuned and we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens in a minute. Right, I've put the lifting kit up on the lid, but there, look, and let me just open this up so you can see inside. Let me just open that up. If I can do it with one hand. Right, let me just lift that up. I did actually have some long bolts to go through there. Might be a little bit too long, look, they're poking out a little bit there. But I did have some long bolts to put on there for now. So that's what it looks like. You just put longer bolts on. That's basically it, and it goes into the catch there like that. And it's looking nice, isn't it? I like the little orange electron they've put on there. Doesn't go with the colour scheme, but there we go. Anyway, so that's in. The battery is down by there. So I think I might put the battery in because I think this is strong enough to hold it up. This holds 150 kilograms altogether, this table. So it should be all right if I pop that in there because I want to test everything. So I think I'll pop it in there, put the wires in, and then we'll see if it all works. Right, okay, so I'll show you a little bit more of the wiring down by here, and I've got this wired up as well. So let's have a quick look at that as well, see what's going on, see what I've done before we flick the switch. Right, so down here I've got, this is the 10 amp DC-DC converter that I think I talked about in another video. Anyway, that's that there. You can see the wiring, it's 12 volt output, 72 volt input. I've put a connector on the end there, look, see, which matches with the Sur-ron harness. So I've done all that, taped that up. So that's all hunky, that's all nice and tidy. That's got to go under there somewhere. Under there somewhere. Now, I've got the side stand connected there. I'll have to disconnect that because nothing will turn when that's on there. So everything's wired up there. Under here, look. There, look. Right by there. I've got the phase wires on. And I've got the live on there. Everything's plugged in up there as well. I think that's the... There, look. That wire there. Where my finger is. That one there, that's the 72 volts in. If we got the top by here again now, and I'll show you. Let's open this up like that. It's hard to film and open up at the same time. Right, let's try again. Right, let's get that open. Now, I've got the battery shoved in here. Now, I'm going to say something here to Electron Cycles. You've got tape on this cover here, right? And it tells me if I don't use the... It says if I don't use this second cover here to keep it taped up with something. Now, paying a lot of money for this battery, nice battery, paying a lot of money for it. How about a little cover that comes with it? A nice little cover for that there, and a little cover for that as well. I mean, would it hurt? Would it cost that much? It'd be a little bit nicer, wouldn't it? And I'll have to go searching for one now instead myself. And like I said, they didn't come with them long bolts for some reason. I'm sure they're supposed to come with them long bolts. But anyway, you're all here now to see it turned on. So the breaker switch. Now, it's another thing as well. Because this battery's tall, it's really hard to get your hand in there and flick this switch. But there we go. Right, so I flicked that switch there, like so. And then, where's the key? Oh, let's get the key there. Like so, like this. So this is it, right? Ready? Everybody ready? Hey, here we go. So we're going to be looking at if that display comes on there and shows the voltage. So ready? Here we go. Flicking the switch, like so. That's coming on there like that. And it says it's charged to, if this is correct, I have got to set it all up. It's saying 66.9 volts at the moment. And you've got your little battery bar indicator there. Now, the speed limit will work, I think. But I've got to set that up as well. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. I'm not quite sure. The lights are coming on, look, everything's working. The lights are on, everything's working. If I do the indicators like so, you'll see it's flashing there and it's flashing down there. So everything's tickety-boo so far with this. Now, I did say, let me turn this off. I did say there was a tale of woe, and I haven't got the wheels yet. I've had a massive problem on AliExpress. In another video, I said I ordered the wrong wheels. Well, I went out and ordered the right wheels, but I wasn't the right seller because they've messed me about with shipping constantly. I've been back and forth saying I want a refund because they've lied about 5 times about the shipping. They said it's been shipped 2 weeks ago. Then I did a follow-up message and they said, no, we haven't shipped it. We haven't got the front wheel yet. Can you wait? Or no, they said, can we send the back wheel first and then the front wheel later? And I said, yeah, okay, send the back wheel first just to keep things going. But then nothing happened. So I messaged them again. They said, oh, the front wheel's coming today, so we'll send them both together. I said, okay. A couple of days passed, messaged them again, and they said, oh, we haven't had the front wheel yet, but it'll definitely be here soon. I said, I want a refund. So I've asked them for a refund, okay? And at that point, they wouldn't give me a refund. They kept saying, we promise we'll deliver it. I said, I don't want to know anymore. You're lying to me all the time about delivery. I don't want to know. Anyway, I went and looked at the tracking, and it'd been cancelled because they'd made like, when you ask for a delivery number, but you don't give the actual company anything, then the company eventually will cancel that tracking number because nothing's turned up. They haven't posted anything. So that was cancelled. So then I got in touch with customer services on AliExpress. That was a big pain in the bum. Talked to them. They said they'd sort it out. But then it takes a couple of days before they sort it out. In the meantime, I'm still asking this company to give me a refund. I just keep saying, give me a refund, give me a refund, give me a refund. They're saying, we'll give you a free gift as well as the wheels. I said, I don't want a free gift. You liars, give me a refund. Then I had a message back from AliExpress saying they can't give us a refund because the sellers have said that they've already shipped the stuff, which they haven't. But then all of a sudden, the shipping popped up on AliExpress and they've said they'd shipped it. So I went back to the seller. I said they're lying. I went back to customer service and said the sellers are lying. Now, customer service, AliExpress customer service doesn't protect the buyer, me. It protects the seller. That's what I've gained, the knowledge I've gained so far. If anything goes wrong, AliExpress protect the seller. They don't protect the buyer, which is the wrong way around. They should be protecting me. I should get a refund. So I've complained like mad to the seller. I've complained to AliExpress customer service. I've said it's absurd. I said that'll be illegal in the UK, the way you're working. The way you work is terrible. And I paid with PayPal, so I've tried to do PayPal now. That's my last resort, is to go through PayPal. So I still haven't got any wheels. I've got a wheelless wagon. I've got everything else now, except for the bash plate. Just the wheels. I got the tyres for the wheels. I got the inner tubes for the wheels, but I haven't got the wheels because of AliExpress. Oh, anyway. Oh yeah, I got to see if this will work. Wait there. Right, okay, so I've got the app. I've put the app on. It's connected to the Torp controller round the corner by there. And it says tap to calibrate. So I'm going to tap that and see if it calibrates. Select the motor. And I have got the Torp TM25. So I'll select that. I'm sure. Let me just check that again. TM50, TM40, TM20. I'm sure it's a TM25. Okay. Right. It's preparing calibration, so something should happen, I assume. Nothing happening. Oh, and I've got to press. It says calibrate by there, so let's try that. To run the calibration, you need to enter the Bluetooth password. The Bluetooth password is located on the device's silver label and on the controller box. Oh, where's the silver label? Right, I've put the password in. I found the silver label. So let's see if that works now. This will make the motor spin. Nothing's in the way, is it? Nothing's in the way of that. Nothing. I can't see anything in the way. Okay, continue. See if anything happens. Oh, something happened. There we go, look. Waiting for motor to stop, calibrating encoder. Spinning around again. It's just checking all the stuff in the motor, I expect. Calibrating encoder 3.3, it says. Shouldn't take too long, I don't expect. Going around slower now. Doing all sorts of weird stuff. If you've seen these motors before, you probably haven't seen it before. It's just going around checking everything. And hopefully, it will stop in a minute and everything's all right. It's taking its time, isn't it? There we go. Motor detection completed successfully. That's what it says by there. So do I press next now? Next. Throttle calibration. Slowly twist the throttle all the way and release the throttle. The signal must progress in a linear fashion. Slowly twist the throttle all the way and release. Slowly twist the throttle and all the way and release. Okay, here we go then. Did anything happen? I'm not sure if anything happened. Voltage, minimum, maximum voltage, 2 of 3. Next. Twist the throttle slightly to see if the motor is spinning in the right direction. So let's go up here and twist this again, see if anything happens. Yes. Woohoo! How do I know it's going the right way? There we go. So there we go. That's done. Finish and save. Right, okay, I don't know if you can see that on the phone there, but I've got loads of stuff to go through, but it's working. It is working. Now, it's hard for me to show this. I'm trying to hold the camera and I'm going to press this button at the same time. Now, everything's working, so it means all the wiring I've done is correct. So remember, if you watched the other videos, I've made this switch here the sport button. So it's an eco at the moment, look, right? And if I press that button there, like that, it does actually go over to sport straight away. So if I go back to eco, like that, press that button there, it goes back to eco. So everything is working as it should at the moment. I can't test it properly because I got no wheels on the bike. Right, okay then, there you go. All my wiring is working. Everything's working. Oh, except for the speedometer. So I got to work that one out. So, like I said, I'm waiting for the blinking wheels. So there's nothing I can do until I got the wheels. There's a few other little jobs I got to do here and there, but nothing much. It's almost all done now. So if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, share it, do all them nice things, comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ahoy!